city is getting ready to start the Eldorado Streetscape project, which will make improvements to the pavement, to the curbs, to the gutters, and landscape plant material along Eldorado Street. The project limit will go from the railroad, the CNN Railroad on the east end, and will go to Church Street on the west end. We'll be installing new streetlights, and we'll be putting in landscape plant material wherever possible behind the sidewalk. The project also will include the replacement of the mill and overlay of the street surface, and it will replace all the deteriorated curbs and gutters along the street. There's two portions of the project. Our portion of the project is going to primarily work behind the curb. The Highway Department's portion of the project will primarily work between the curb on this side and the curb on the other side and take care of the middle of the street. The total construction cost of the Eldorado Streetscape is $2,246,000. That includes both the city share and the Highway Department share. The Highway Department share is just under $1 million. It's $936,000, and that's to resurface the street and replace the curbs. The city's share is $1,309,000. Now that's being paid for partially by a federal enhancement grant. The grant is worth about $1,040,000. It was actually a little more, but we used some of that money to pay for engineering services to design the project. So the city's share of the project, our total cost out of local taxpayer dollars, is $270,000. So we're getting a $2,200,000 street improvement project for about $270,000 local tax dollars. We're getting a huge improvement for very little local cost. Now, one of the things that I want to do is to introduce the resident engineer on the project. Byron, would you join me here? I want to introduce Byron Bowman. Byron is going to be the resident engineer on the project. He will be out on the project just about every day when work is being done. There may be some times when he's called away for other activities, but every day Byron will be out in the field. If you've got questions and you see Byron, stop and talk to him. He's the guy who will know the details. The streetscape is important for the city of Decatur because you've heard the expression, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. A lot of people's first impressions of Decatur is what they see driving down the main arterials. Eldorado certainly is not, portions of Eldorado are not some of the most attractive areas of the city. This is a step in the right direction to help improve the city's appearance and improve that first impression for visitors. Many parts of the city are truly beautiful, but we want to make Eldorado look as good as it possibly can. The project contractor is Autobahn of Decatur. They have a number of subcontractors who will be working with them on the project. Bodine Electric of Decatur, Dunn Company will be doing the resurfacing of the street, and then there's some other smaller companies that will help out with the striping and some of the sewer work. We believe that the construction will start probably the week of June the 17th, and most of the work should be completed this calendar year. There will still be some cleanup work that needs to be finished in next spring, but the biggest bulk of the work should be done, and we should be able to do landscape planting in the fall when the plants are dormant. This is one of those projects that's going to use all local labor. It's a local